Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today I'm finally getting to my black locust forest. It's in dire need of a repotting, and I might reorder the trees in the forest and then give it a solid pruning for its next phase of life. They're about 5 years old, and they're definitely in need of attention. I know I've been putting out a lot of videos lately, but it is springtime, and it came warm and quickly in a hurry, so all the trees are in a hurry. So I just don't want to miss the chance to share with y'all what's going on here. So without further ado, Black Locust Forest. That's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, y'all. So here it is. About 5 years ago, I got 3 of these plastic bird feeder or bird baths. Drilled some holes in them and turned them into planters. The thought process worked. The pot just didn't last. And, I've gotten to the point where I try to have all my trees on the same watering schedule. So I don't want to be caught away from the trees and be thinking, oh man, the black locust is going to dry out. I should be thinking, okay, watered my trees yesterday, they'll be all right for now, and I'll get to them later. I don't want any sense of urgency on one specific tree. Then it's not fun. So anyways, this is a really shallow pot. I'm going to be putting it into this thing. So I filled it about halfway with some decomposing bark mulch. So the bark mulch will help in the beginning because the roots, they're nice and shallow right now, and these big pieces of wood, new roots won't really grow straight down. But also, it is a larger planting. I'd love to get some size on these bad boys now that I have it established, and with the larger planter, it will stay nice and hydrated, this planting, along with my other trees, and be ready to water when the rest of them are. So I'm trying to solve here today. I have some really tight growing trees, like right here. There's 4 all grouped together, 2 minis, a really gnarly swirly one, and then a straight up. And it's cool in this pot, but I don't know when we move it. I'll see how intertwined the roots are and everything else. I'm gonna have to get you in here to take a look at these surface roots before I start messing with it. It's pretty crazy. Right, let's take a look. Let's see, can I get a little closer? Cool. All right, big head out of the way, Jared. So you see this first one, these nice surface roots. Boom, this gnarly tree here, very cool. And then the Mac Daddy, the main tree here. Look at those things. That's just awesome. See, I'll get rid of, this little growth from last year. Anything that distracts from the original profile I had on the tree. But I don't want to prune it until I move it, just in case I do reorder or reorganize and spread them, because I'd be taking out unnecessary branches here. All right, let me reset up to this height here, and we'll get to repotting this thing. All right, so over here in this tub, I have a nice mixture of different soils, topsoils, some recycled soil from repottings and things of that nature. Nice perlite and vermiculite I could see in here, and some of those time release fertilizer pellets that I really like to use on trees in the root system, because I honestly can't be bothered with scooping little powders into things and doing them one at a time. It just doesn't work for me. So let me get a good base. All right, just spread a nice layer across everywhere. That leaves me about, yeah, that's how you measure in the Marine Corps. It leaves me with about the room that this sucker needs to reach the top of the planting. So do a little bit more. I totally forgot I had the soil stashed away. I opened it up today and I was like, sweet, because big tub like this, I mean, if I had to buy the different ingredients, that's at least $50 plus. I probably have leftover perlite after that, but still. So when you're working with black locusts, they have thorns from hell. Yeah, this thing has 4 screws that goes around, and I think there's one left because they're tiny, and every time I take them out or put them in, one falls in the deck or something of that nature. Oh, she's stuck. Oh. I think some big old dominant roots have grown through the holes. Let's get you out. Oh yeah, let's see if I can show you. There's a taproot probably on the main tree, and that's why it grew so well. And it's going through the plastic, and that means it's going into here. I was probably drinking extra water as this thing was full through the season. All right, let me grab my little pruners. I'd be pruning that thing off anyway, so that works. Seems like the rest of it's gonna stay together, so I might do some version of a slip pot here. Boom. All right, so look, yeah, it grew right through one of the holes that I drilled and made its way through. That's funny. All right, so this thing has seen better days. It's gonna get recycled. Still a little low. Did I finish my sentence saying that these have a lot of thorns? I don't know if I did, but the ones on this aren't that long, but some of them, man. More, and I think we're there. Sweet. All right. Let's see underneath here what we got going on. All right. It's not matted or anything crazy. Yeah. Well, looks like I'm going to avoid any root work today, people. So, I don't know. Let's get this soil out of the way. Really, maybe that would be the front. So, yeah, this tree kind of comes out of the plant and then back in towards it. Yeah, this really attractive root base to look at, and then it's kind of drawn to this back area, so maybe a little more like that. A little more soil back here. I'm just gonna fill it in and try to steady it out. And then I can prune this sucker up. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll get to it, all right? Yeah. Stella joining the party. Yeah. She is a climber. Chair. Good job. Brewski. All right, a little bit closer view. This thing doesn't look crowded anymore in this nice big pot. So, guess what I'll do is just take out all the absolute no-nos. You know, like the little dead stuff from last year's pruning, small stuff coming in. You have to get one tool, your new tool for bonsai. I would say get a pair of these scissors. Definitely my most used of all of them. I mean, I got like a brush and a fancy root rake and tweezers and all that, but really don't use them. You could always use a fork or chopsticks to substitute those, but like these fine long shears, they really get in there nice. So there's just some crowding over here. These two branches are just converging on each other, so I want to take one totally out. I'll show you what I mean. So right here, boom and boom, just kind of growing into each other. It looks like the inside one got by me, and that's actually, you know, growing from the crotch of the other tree, so it should have been taken out a while ago. So I'll go ahead and take that out with one of my favorite tools, but definitely you don't need it in the beginning, especially if you're growing from seed. I didn't use it first 4 years maybe. All right, being careful not to prick myself. Left a little bit of room there. Can't remember how these die back. I think it's Bonsai Bloke down in Australia that says in an active phase, a lot of trees you don't really have to leave room for dieback. So I don't know. And then these two trees are growing into each other here. So my really crazy squirrely one that grows along the ground, and then the straight up one. They were just like way molded together. I wasn't getting them apart with an easy job. I guess I could take this guy way down and it'll branch out again. So why don't I, at the base of its, right at the top of its sway here, when does it stop being interesting? We'll call it about here, and then that, boom. When that kicks off, which it will, because it's a black locust, then it'll be lower and give me a nice little canopy in here, kind of making these three all the same relative height, and then the dominant one growing up the middle. I like that. My buddy who does tree work swears by using black locust for like his outdoor sheds and carports and things of that nature, because it just lasts forever. It doesn't rot. So he's always looking for people that are looking to get rid of full-size black locusts. Fun fact of the day. There is nothing alive coming out of this trunk line. I'm just realizing that. Are you a bud? I can't even tell. Let's see. Oh, that's green. Okay. So it just hasn't kicked off on the main trunk yet. So why don't we come down on the height to that, around that one. There's nothing really interesting going on this shoot. So let's come all the way down. I really let them grow last year. Ow! I think 2 years ago, die back there. Maybe I pruned these last year once, but locusts usually require twice. So right here, you see this branch. It's looking nice and healthy, but it's growing right out of the crotch of those, where this trunk divides. So I'm gonna nip that one out totally. I left this top bud here, and then I'll do the same going across with this one. Nothing really interesting going on. It just looks like a Y at this point, so that out. And then let's see, I like it when it's coming away from this one. I don't like that it was coming back, so I'm going to take it down to that notch with a little diagonal heading out. These little fellers here, I have this big pot on a turntable, but it also has wheels, which is cool. They're not working well together. Just gonna nip the tips on these. They're just barely starting to swell, and definitely either it's the gene of the seed, or they just get taken over by this other one. Maybe it's the other one's roots are just taking too much, but they're very small. But I'm in no rush. And you got the one right behind it. There is actually this thing coming up. I don't even know if you could see it. And it's from one of the surface roots, so I know it's not a tree. So as fun as that would have been to have a tree come in that small along with the others, just nipping that right out. All right, so this little branch is coming out of the base, the one above it. A little bit of dye back here. All right, nip you. Dye back. Now it's not doing anything interesting, so we'll take that back here. This divides here, so I'll take it back a little bit. You know what? There's a bud coming out lower. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Last year I sacrificed, I wouldn't say like the future of these bonsais, but I didn't do the full annual techniques that you would do to get it to further along. Typically, I really took last year just to let them be full and look good to anybody, not just somebody that knows bonsai going, oh, it's in this process. You know, I just wanted it to look, everything to look full and nice. And this year, everything is getting hacked. All right, so this little bit up here, it's not really doing anything for me. I guess I'm going to pretty much follow the format now, going down on a straight branch that I want to keep, going down just above the lowest bud. Branch I don't want to keep, leaving a little bit of room, not that much for dieback. This branch growing straight and out across the other one. Boom, boom. Yep, going right out crotch here. Some old dye back there. Nip that tip. Nipping. And boom, boom. All right, this, yeah, take you out. Nip your tips. Dye back. All right, so just now, Mac Daddy over here. Looking for base of branches, get rid of them, boom, you're out of here. Dye back an interior branch. Take you back. The other one, boom, boom, nip ya, nip ya. That's a nice bud. Sweet. All right, y'all, so a little close up here, those roots again. Totally cool. Came down hard on some of these. And then just standard pruning on the others. I dig it. All right, sweet. All right, y'all, so that's gonna do it for today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. I got plenty of Yamadori trees to dig up and get in pots for this year's farmer's market. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Plenty to do here around the ranch. Hope y'all are enjoying a great grow season. It's been outstanding in Northeast United States of America. And from my family to yours and all of you out there in the world, cheers.